Hi everybody. This is my second video of today. My last video, if you can check it out, that I just actually did. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's talking about how God has created us with a free will, and that the choices we make comes with consequences, and the choices we make actually determine the depth of that consequence. But for this video, I want to talk about when a man courts a woman. When a man courts a woman, I believe that courting and dating, I believe, is different, because anybody can date, but not everybody can court. And when we're kind of dating, I see that as more casual. I see that as it's more casual, it's more open, it's not anybody really being serious or really seeking after an exclusive or a committed relationship. What's actually attached sometimes to dating is like friends with benefits, or just a man and a woman, they're hanging out and they're acting like they're a couple, but then there's no title, like he's not saying, like, he's not claiming her as his girl, or she's not claiming him as her man. But in some situations, a man will not be claiming a woman, but a woman will be claiming him. So in other words, she'll have this man all on her social media, but then he's not posting her on his social media page. So she has this idea that they're together, but then he's saying something different. So I've known situations like that, where she's claiming him, but he's not claiming her, and he's saying that they're not together, they're not in a relationship. So I believe that situations like that can stem from dating. I believe courting is more so of a word when you have a man, it can reference to a Christian man, a God-fearing man, a man who has a relationship with the Father and who is in daily fellowship with the Father. I believe that when a man appropriately courts a woman, is that he's a man that's genuine. He's a man with good and decent character. He's a man that desires an exclusive or committed relationship leading into marriage, leading into a covenant. I believe, also have notes written down too, I believe that a woman, she's of the same mind, she's of the same spirit with this man. She's also God-fearing, she's also kingdom. And she's a woman that understands the courting process. Therefore, she's placing herself in a position to reciprocate. And what I mean by that is that whatever this man is doing, she's letting him lead. She's letting him take the initiative. And when a man is courting a woman appropriately, that is what he's doing. He's leading. He's taking the initiative. He knows who he is. He's walking in true masculinity. He's walking in his manhood. And a woman that understands the courting is reciprocating. In other words, she's walking in her femininity. In other words, she knows when and when not to turn on and off her masculinity, because a lot of times us as women, we could be single. When a man is courting us, we're single, so we've been so used to being by ourselves and having to do everything on our own. A lot of us women may not only be single, but be single moms, so you're having to hold down a household. And honestly, I'm here to let you know that if you are a single mom, because I'm a single mom, if you are a single mom, it's like if you don't do it, then no one else will. You know what I'm saying? Like you may have to work a job all day, or you have your own business, you may be an entrepreneur, but still after you get done with work, you have to come home and fix dinner for you and your children, because if you don't do that, then there's no one else to do that for. So she may be a woman that's holding down a household, but yet she's reciprocating, because she's allowing this man to be a gentleman. Like she's allowing him to open up the door for her. She's allowing him to pull out the chair for her. You know what I'm saying? She's allowing him to pay for all the dates. You know what I'm saying? And she's expressing She's expressing her appreciation verbally, but then she's also expressing it with her demeanor. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's saying things like, "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." You know, she's smiling. You know, she has a glow to her, because she's letting him be a man. She's letting him lead. She's letting him take the initiative, and she appreciates the kind gestures. A woman who understands the courting. She's not, telling a man, you don't have to do that, and I could do that for myself. I could pay for my own. You don't have to do that. Like, she's not doing that. She's just letting him be a man. She's letting him lead, because she understands that courting process. But then again, she's also making sure she's keeping herself together. She's keeping herself, together, and she's keeping herself with that composure. And she's not allowing herself to get out of line and get out of hand as far as doing too much and talking too much. You know what I'm saying? So she's watching, she's observing, she's vetting, she's collecting data, she's taking a mental note of what's really going on. Because we have to be aware, we have to be alert of what is actually going on. Okay, so this is a man that is courting. I'm talking about a man because it seems like a lot of times when we have had so many negative experiences when it comes to dating and relationships, it seems like we always kind of want, if you're not careful, you will find yourself always just talking more so about the negative. When I believe that kings still exist, queens still exist, because an eternal God will always and forever exist. An eternal Savior will always and forever exist, and his name is Jesus. So kings still exist, queens still exist, and I believe that there are men out there that know how to court a woman appropriately, and there are queens out there that knows how to be open to the courting process because they understand it. And that is what I want to talk about today. A lot of times, we see a lot of men rising up, disrespecting women, treating women bad, putting women down, degrading women. But in spite of, kings still exist, queens still exist, and there are still men out there that know how to court a woman appropriately, and there's women out there that know how to open themselves up to receive that courtship, and they understand that, and they're letting the man be the lead. They're letting the man take the initiation. Okay, so when a man courts a woman properly, he's a man that is humble and has humility. He does not have a problem doing for her and doing well by her. He doesn't have a problem with planning dates. I believe this, a man who has the ability to properly lead, I believe that also includes his ability to know how to plan dates. So when he's a man that is humble and he doesn't have a problem with doing for her and doing well by her because he values her and he honors her and he respects just the overall population of women, and his heart is in the right place, is that he doesn't have a problem planning dates. He doesn't have a problem taking her out on dates. He doesn't have a problem with paying for dates. And I believe that when a man is courting a woman properly, then he's taking her out on dates. Like, they're always out and about to, public places, to a museum, to the zoo, to an amusement park, to a comedy show, to a theater, to a nice restaurant. But then he's also checking in with her before he actually make full plans, but he's checking in with her in regards to her availability, because he does not want to interfere with anything that she may have scheduled. So he may have like a plan up his sleeve, but then he's going to check in with her and ask her, hey, are you available on Saturday? You know what I'm saying? And the woman may say, I'm available like maybe earlier during that day, but in the evening I have something planned. So then he may ask her, are you open to going out to breakfast? And she's like, sure, yes, we can go out to breakfast, because his intentions is not to try to interfere with her plans, or or anything she got going on. So he's a man that's willing to fit in to her schedule. And I believe that when a man appropriately courts a woman, I believe that there has to be a physical attraction. Like, this man really is attracted to this woman, and this woman is really attracted to this man. Like, this man is looking at this woman like she is just like the most beautiful woman in the world, and this woman is looking at this man like he is just the finest thing ever. So I believe that there has to be a physical attraction, where this man is attracted to you physically, and that was the reason why he approached you from the beginning, and that you reciprocate that, because you also see him as very attractive as well. I believe that courting is different than dating, because I believe that real kings, their approach is different, their pursuit is different. So this man is going to approach a woman possibility, and it's possible in a way that she's never been approached before by a man, because they move different, their pursuit is different. You know what I'm saying? So his approach is going to be different than any man that she may have even experienced. But I believe that when it comes to courting, this is my thoughts, these are my opinions. I know that some people may think otherwise, or they may actually add to what I'm saying. That what it really boils down to when a man is really, really courting you is that he's planning dates, and he's taking you out to places of quality. Like, he's not just taking you out to any place and he's calling it a date. I believe that he's taking you out. You all are going out to places. You all are out and about. He's showing you around the city. He's taking you to places that you've never been before. You all are doing things together. You're out and about in the public places and public spaces with other people. So you all are out on dates, and this is him courting you. He's taking you out on dates. Like, all the time you all are out on dates. It's more on like a consistent basis. He's paying for all of the dates. The two of you are actually enjoying being in the company of each other, and you're just having fun. And that's what I believe what it means to actually court a woman appropriately. He's a gentleman. He's complimenting you. He's really just that into you. He really likes you. And as the woman, you're reciprocating. You're giving that back. And you appreciate that. But yet, you're keeping yourself intact. You're keeping yourself together, because you're not sure where this will end up, where this is going. You know what I'm saying? And you're not trying to just let yourself go and let yourself loose. And it's so important for us as women to really build strength when it comes to our emotional state, because sometimes we allow our emotions and our feelings to get the best of us, and then they take us overboard, and they're all out of control, and this is what we're allowing to lead us and guide us, and then as a result of that, bad choices and unwise decisions come forth, because you allowed your emotions to get so, you didn't have no control over your emotional state, or you don't have any emotional resilience, and you get to a place where your mindset goes into this fantasized make-believe, where you're completely detached out of reality. But the reality of it is, you don't know where this thing is going, but you're appreciating, just being with him and being in his presence, and that you're really having a good time, and that's what it really means to court. Like, I believe that it's all positive. I believe that courting is all good. It's all positive, it doesn't work so much when you're just dating. I mean, a lot of stuff is going down in just dating. And a lot of stuff is happening in this dating thing, and I believe that there is a difference. Number 2, he honors and respects women because his view on women is a positive one. Okay, he respects women. His view on women, a man's view on the population of women matters, and it determines how he treats you. So if he has a very negative view or a very poor view on women, like if he sees women as nothing more than just a sex toy, a play toy, someone that you can just, they need to just submit to you and be a servant, and someone that you can just take advantage of and use, then that is going to be his approach. But when a man is courting properly, when a man is courting a woman properly, he sees that woman as a queen. Like he's honoring her, he's valuing her. And he honors the fact that he is in the presence of a queen, because he knows that he's a king. And it's just a great thing to know that I am actually in the presence of a queen. You know what I'm saying? Because a man, like a God-fearing man, a truly God-fearing man, courting a woman may have dealt with other women that was of low character, other women of low value, other women that just wasn't on his level, and that just wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And it's good when a man actually, who is a true king, is actually in the presence of a queen. His view on women is a positive one. That women are to be respected, women are to be adored, women are queens, women are to be cared for and handled with care and handled gently. That women are not to be abused or walked on like a doormat or trampled on or disrespected or put down. Like a woman need to be treated well. And that's his view. Number 3, he desires a serious and committed relationship. He desires marriage. He's moving with purpose. Like he's moving with purpose. He's not just out here doing something just to be doing something. But he's also watching, he's also observing, and see, the thing about it is you have to understand that us as women, just think about this, as women, and you're also collecting data. You may be with a man, especially a man that is courting you. He's also watching you, and he's also taking a mental note. He's watching what you're doing. He's listening to all the words that are coming out of your mouth, just the same way that you are doing to him. So it's not just the woman. This thing is working both ways. The man is also collecting data too. But he's moving with purpose. His purpose of courting a woman is that his intentions is to be married and to go into covenant with a woman and be married, and to represent, and for his marriage to be an example of a marriage that is kingdom, a marriage that is built on the rock, a marriage that is Jesus centered, and that is built around godly principles. Yep. And the woman who is reciprocating because she understands that this man is courting her, she's also a woman that desires to get married as well. So it's a possibility that you have two people that are of the same mind, of the same spirit, on the same level. Therefore, they're able to walk in agreement. But I'm going to talk more about that. That's a possibility. Okay, number 4, I talked about this before, so I got ahead of myself. There is a physical attraction going both ways. The woman looks good to the man, and the man looks good to the woman. There's a physical attraction. Just because a man think you cute doesn't mean that he just kind of wants to just kind of look at you and want to sleep with you. If he's a man that is a man of God, he's courting you, he's going to want that in marriage. He's going to want that in covenant. He's not going to be trying you or trying to get that outside of marriage. You know what I'm saying? So there's a physical attraction. This thing is going both ways. He's into you, you're into him. The two of you like each other. Number 5, he's taking you out on dates. You all are getting out to places on a consistent basis. He's paying for dates. He's checking in for you. He has a plan in place. Like he's checking in with you on your availability. I talked about this. I got ahead of myself. He's planning dates. He's checking in with you. Are you available? When do you think you'll be available? Because he's not trying to interfere with anything else that you got going on. He's trying to get in where he can fit in. He's trying to fit in with your schedule. And he's letting you know that whatever you have planned, you don't have to cancel your plans because I want to take you out. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and you go along with your plans, and that me and you can come together and, maybe at a later time and then we can go out and plan something, or I can plan something and we can go out then when you're available. He knows how to have a good conversation and does not have a problem answering questions. So the conversation is flowing both ways. And you're talking to him, he's talking to you, you're asking questions, he's asking you questions. There's no problem with that. There's good conversation going on. It's open conversation. It's not anything personal. It's not anything sexual. And the two of you are really enjoying the flow of this conversation. He knows how to have conversation. He does not have a problem with answering questions. He's not asking you, well, why are you asking me that? That's none of your business. You're nosy. You're asking me too many questions. It's none of that really going on. He doesn't have a problem with that. Because he's into you. He's into you, girl. That's why he's courting. He's a man that's genuine. He's a man that's mature. I believe that a man who has the ability to court a woman properly is a man who is mature, a man who has made that transition from being a grown boy to a grown man. He's a masculine man. He's walking in true manhood. He's a God-fearing man. He loves the Lord, and he desires to do God's will, and he desires to be in a serious and committed relationship leading up to marriage. Vice versa, that woman the same. Okay. Okay, when a woman understands courting, she's letting him be a man. She's open to the good that he's giving out. And she's expressing that. She's appreciating all the good that he's doing for her. Number 8, even if it does not lead into something like marriage, because it's a possibility that a man could be courting a woman, but then, it doesn't mean that we're going to get married. It doesn't mean that this is going to lead into marriage. The woman will be able to speak well of the time that they spent together. When a man is courting a woman properly, that woman will be able to speak on the fact of that he was a gentleman. She will be able to speak on the fact that he took her out to very nice places. He took her out to places that she's never been before. He paid for all of the dates. She will be able to speak on the fact that he was the first man that ever treated me well. She will be able to speak on the fact that he was the first man that was not trying to get physical with her on the first date. He wasn't trying to get physical with her at all. He wasn't expecting anything from her after dates. She will be able to speak on that, even though it just did not work out. And sometimes it's like that. It's just not meant to go any further. But the fact is that I really had a good time. The woman can say that she had a good time with him, and that he was the first man that may have ever treated her that way. So she's able to speak well of the time that they spent together. When a man is properly courting a woman. When a woman understands courtship, that she will have that feminine energy turned on. She's walking in her confidence. She's walking in, because she loves herself and she loves on herself and she has high self-esteem, and she's walking in that femininity. She's being real about who she is because she knows who she is. So when a man courts a woman properly, and that is what I just spoke about. I went over things that a man will do in the courting, because like I said, dating, everybody can date. Dating is not really, you're not really, courting is more so, it's more purposeful. You know what I'm saying? And even when a man is courting a woman properly, I think that honestly, I think courtship is a term that we tend to use that can be more applied, I guess, to Christians or Christ followers, or those who are believers. Those who are of the church tend to use the word courting more so dating. But there's a lot but what I talked about, I believe that what I just spoke about specifically is just the characteristics of when a man is courting a woman properly. Okay? If you want to use the word dating, you can, but these were just basically characteristics of when a man is courting a woman properly, and when a woman is reciprocating and allowing that man to take the lead, to allow him to be a man, to allow him to take the initiative, because she understands the courting process. So she's going to let him lead. She's not trying to, be in control. She's not trying to bombard. She's not trying to take over. She's not doing anything like that. She's letting him do what he needs to do, what he should be doing. And that's what she's doing. She's kind of like, okay, you take the lead, you take the initiative, and I just give back. I just reciprocate. I just take it in, and I just appreciate, your kind gestures and everything that this man is doing for her. And so, yep, that's my video when a man courts a woman properly. When a man courts a woman properly. A man courting a woman properly also means that I believe that it's part of them getting to know one another. It's part of them getting to know each other and kind of building that relationship, and it's a possibility that you have two people that's focused more on what it really takes to build a healthy and stable relationship, because there's so many times, even in this dating thing and all of these dating apps, it just seems like sometimes we're so quick, fast, in a hurry to just get all physical. And I'm here to let you know, when we're so quick and fast to get physical, that kind of takes you away, and it lures you away from what really makes a relationship, because then you'll get so focused on the physical and getting sexual and getting in the bed and all of that it takes you away from really working on and building strong, healthy bonds when it comes to a relationship that is stable, a relationship that is strong. So these are the characteristics of when a man courts a woman. When I talked about humility and humble, when he's humble because he knows that this is a woman that needs to be, that he doesn't have a problem doing for her and paying for all the dates. Because I believe that, some men feel like they don't have to do all of that. That's why I'm talking about when a man courts a woman properly, because this is not every man. And every man is not going to agree with this, because you have a lot of men that may feel like, I don't have to do all of that. Like, I'm not going to be planning no dates. I'm not going to be taking this woman out and spending all of my money on this woman. Like, I don't believe it takes all of that. Well, my response to that is, then this is not for you. This is not for you, because this is when a man courts a woman properly. And I believe that it just takes a man being at a level of growth, being at a level of maturity. I mean, it takes a real man to be able to properly court a woman. It takes a true king to properly court a woman. So this is not every man, because a lot of us women, nowadays really don't expect a man to do too much of anything in order to let him have full access to you. I'm just saying. A lot of us women, and let me say that again, a lot of us women don't expect a man to do too much of anything, and we'll allow this man to have complete and full access to us, and this man is doing like very bare minimum. And that's something that we have to change. That's something that we have to work on ourselves on. And I believe it just takes us loving ourselves, loving on ourselves, and knowing that we are valuable, and that we don't have to settle. We don't have to settle, and that we have to start expecting better. And I believe that it just takes a change in the spirit. It takes a mindset that needs to be resetted. It takes a shift in the mindset for us to actually get to that place. So I just hope that you really enjoyed this video. I just wanted to give a rundown. Number one, he's a man that is humble and has humility. When a man courts a woman properly, he honors. Number two, he honors and respects women because his view on women is a positive one. Number three, he desires a serious and committed relationship. He desires marriage. He's moving with purpose. He's living with purpose. He's living on purpose. He's in his purpose. There is a physical attraction. Number four, going both ways. The woman looks good to the man, and the man looks good to the woman. Number five, he's taking the woman out on dates. You all are going out to places on a consistent basis. He's planning and paying for all of the dates. He's checking for the woman's availability. He has a plan in place. Number six, he's not getting physical with her. He's not handling her or touching her inappropriately. He's not expecting anything after the date. So he's not expecting, hugs and kisses and sex and all of that. He's not expecting the woman to give up anything to him because he's taking her out, because he's doing what he knows is right when it comes to doing what is right by this woman. So he's not expecting anything from this woman. He's doing things for her, but not expecting her to give up anything to him in return, like her body, Number seven, he knows how to have a good conversation and does not have a problem with answering questions. It could be a problem and an issue when a man doesn't really know how to hold a conversation. If I'm out on a date with a man and he's not really talking to me, as a woman, that would make me feel like he either has issues communicating or he's not really that interested in me. So, but the first thought, honestly, that would cross my mind is that he's just not interested in me. Maybe he's not really that into me. Or maybe his intentions are all wrong. And he kind of wants me to talk a lot and spill the beans so that he can take all of this in and then use it against me. So I think it's really, in my opinion, ladies, we're still on number 7. I got to get to that number 8. That it is a red flag, in my opinion, when a man isn't communicating. Like, he doesn't know how to have conversation. He doesn't really know how to talk. Because I believe, for me, that conversation, there should be multiple back and forth exchanges between a man and a woman when they're communicating, when they're talking. And if a woman is just having to do all the communicating and having all the conversations, and this man is saying like very little to nothing, then for me that's a red flag, because it's either he just really don't think it's really important for him to talk and communicate with me, or maybe he's just not really that into me, or interested in me. So that's a red flag to me, a man that doesn't know how to hold good conversations. That's a red flag to me. Number 8, even if it does not lead into something like marriage. So even if this courtship doesn't lead into like us being exclusive, engaged, marriage, the woman will be able to speak well of the time that her and this man spent together. She will be able to speak well of his character. Yep. She will be able to speak well of his character. That how he treated her was like no other. Like his approach was different. The words that was coming out of his mouth was like, wow, he knows how to have conversation. He knows how to have a good time. You know, he's not expecting anything in return from me. He's not expecting me to give him anything. And she'll be able to speak well of that. So when a man courts a woman properly, and that's what this video is about. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell. And anytime I upload a video, that you will be definitely notified. In the meantime, take care and be safe.